Words are more likely to be learned in relation with other words, in categories. As this mind map shows, our brains build networks of associations as we learn a new word. Those associations might include the word's phonemes, morphemes, orthographic features, sensory associations, emotional triggers, and much more. Good instruction touches on a wide variety of these connections. Recall the steps for conducting in-depth, explicit vocabulary instruction. Pronounce the word, write it, and read it. Tell students what the word means, using a student-friendly definition. Use the word several times. Give examples of its use and say what it is and what it isn't. Ask yes or no questions about the word's meaning. Finally, elicit word use by students. When teachers follow this routine, students are able to think deeply about a word's meaning and its connection to their lives. Students need multiple exposures to own a new word and use it in speaking and writing. These multiple exposures occur when teachers provide frequent, distributed practice. Practice should occur over at least a week of lessons on a text, including occasional reviews. Both elaboration and extension activities support students' vocabulary knowledge as they use new words in their speech and writing. We'll explore sample practice activities later in this session. To gain an understanding of how the brain makes connections and establishes relationships to words and categories, take a moment to enjoy the following video clip, based on research from the University of California at Berkeley. You'll see how words are literally organized within our brains.
This is a map of someone's brain, showing roughly which areas respond when they hear different words. For example, there's a small area in the middle frontal gyrus that reliably responds to hearing the word top. But it's not just one word, one location. A single word can activate a whole range of different brain regions. So we find the word top in a bit of brain that seems to respond to words associated with clothing and appearances, but also here with numbers and measurements, and here with buildings and places. We usually think of language as being restricted to certain sections, like the temporal lobe. So researchers were surprised to find activity all across the brain and in both hemispheres. The map was made by scientists at the University of California, Berkeley. They put volunteers in an MRI scanner and had them listen to stories for 2 hours.
Back in the front again, deep, deep, and she pulls out a pack of matches that have been laundered at least once.
By monitoring blood flow to different parts of the brain, they worked out which places were responding to the meaning of the words, the semantics. They found that different bits of the brain responded to different kinds of words and concepts. And they could group them into rough categories, shown here by the different colours. Dark green bits, for example, were most activated by words to do with numbers, red bits by social words. Here in the right temporoparietal junction, this speck of brain, just a few millimetres across, was found to respond to words like wife, mother, pregnant, and family. And this bit just next door responds to some of the same social words like family and wife, but also words to do with places and people like house and owner. Generally, the concepts represented in each brain region relate to other functions that scientists already know about. So words to do with how things look, such as stripes, are likely to be found near the visual cortex. And although each individual's map is different, looking at these 3 brains, it's clear that different people have the same kinds of concepts in the same kinds of places. This is the first time we've been able to map the semantic systems of the brain in such detail, discovering that words are grouped by meaning, and revealing just how complicated and widespread the word maps in our heads really are. And the brain map is available online for anyone to explore.